Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Thomas Gary, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frerichs Black History Month celebration. Thank you all for being here. First start, if we could stand, if you're able, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Sergeant First Class Cassandra Taylor, U.S. Army retired, will then lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner and lift every voice and sing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over away with the tears have been watered. We have come trending our path through the blood of the slaughter, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who had by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forgot thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
Thank you very much, Sergeant First Class Taylor. And thank you all for joining us today. If I can now proceed to introduce our treasurer. Michael Frerichs was elected Illinois State Treasurer November 2014 and re-elected twice, starting his third term January 2023. The Treasurer's Office invests money on behalf of the state and local units of government. Treasurer Frerichs also believes in providing individuals with a variety of tools that they may invest in themselves. He does this by encouraging savings plans for college and for trade school, increasing financial education among all ages, removing barriers to a secure retirement, and protecting residents from predatory companies. Treasurer Frerichs is married to Erica. He has a daughter, Ella, and twin sons, Theo and Max. Please join me in welcoming Treasurer Michael Frerichs.
So, Thomas, thank you for that kind introduction, and I want to thank you all for taking time out of your days to join us here. This is the 10th year we have celebrated African American History Month, Black History Month, here in the Treasurer's Office. And for the 10th anniversary of doing this, we wanted to make sure that we had an incredible crop of honorees here today. Like with children, you can't claim to have a favorite. But I say that this group here would be vying for that title. I thanked everyone for taking the time to be here today. Because these are people who have done a lot, are still doing a lot, and I know they have a lot of strains and stresses on their schedules. I want to thank them for being here, but I also want to thank them for allowing us to highlight them. Now, clearly, they've earned this recognition, but we don't do this just for the people up here on the stage. We do it for the young people out around the state. Young people who have talent, young people who have potential. But we know that if a young person doesn't see someone like themselves in a role, it's hard for them to imagine themselves having success in that role. And so we highlight people in a variety of different fields to set an example for young people. So we're excited to honor and celebrate the many great contributions of African Americans here today. Today we'll honor 8 individuals for their great contributions to the state of Illinois. As the state treasurer, I'm the chief investment officer for the state of Illinois. I want to talk a little about some of the things we have done in this office. I'm a firm believer in the importance of raising the bar and setting high standards for encouraging diversity. We are doing our part. We do our part because when you run for office, as you do for state treasurer, you go out and you ask everyone for votes, and you see the great diversity in the state of Illinois. But then when I came into the office, the businesses we worked with didn't reflect the diversity that I just saw when I was asking for votes. And so we did a lot to change that. We've increased the participation of black broker-dealers and asset managers. And to give you an idea, in 2014, before I came into office, there were $603 million in assets brokered by firms owned by minorities, women, veterans, and people with disabilities. $603 million. As of the end of the last fiscal year, that number was $46 billion. $603 million to $46 billion. That is you should applaud my team. This doesn't happen by itself. It doesn't happen by accident. That's a 76-fold increase and speaks directly to the commitment of this office. We've also increased the businesses we do with MWVD asset managers. When I took office, the treasurer had just $18 million under MWVD asset managers. As the end of last fiscal year, that number was $3.9 billion. That's a 219-fold increase. We've also prioritized MWD-operated venture capital firms in our Illinois Growth and Innovation Fund. Of the $647 million committed to attract and retain tech-enabled businesses, $279 million has been committed to MWVD firms. That's 44% of our total commitments. And out of that $279 million, $80 million has been committed to black-owned firms and an additional $51 million to firms with partial African-American ownership. Combined, that's nearly half of the total MWVD commitments. All told, our capital commitments to innovation fund managers have helped the growth of 349 diverse-owned companies. Part of our innovation fund effort is our investment in the Cleveland Avenue State Treasurer Urban Success Initiative, or what we call Cast Us. We are partnering with a venture capital firm led by Don Thompson, the former McDonald's CEO, to bridge the capital and resource gap for Black, Latino, and women-owned companies, largely on the south and west sides of this city. Cast Us is a $70 million fund investing in entrepreneurs in neighborhoods on the south and west side. It's also important to note that a wealth of research shows that diversity benefits corporate decision-making and company performance. Research is clear that diversity is good for business. We need more corporate board diversity. We need more minorities and women appointed to corporate boards. And that is something we are working to change. Many corporate leaders agree that diversity will benefit their operations. Our focus is to help them to navigate that change. We work regionally and nationally to promote corporate board diversity. I chair the Russell 3000 initiative, which asks all companies within the Russell 3000 index to disclose the gender, race, and ethnicity of their boards. When we started this effort in 2020, 292 companies disclosed that information. As of 2022, 2,200 of those 3,000 companies with the index now do so. I also have a leadership role with the Midwest Investors Diversity Initiative. The group has engaged 78 companies since it was formed in 2016. Among those companies, 114 women and persons of color have received board appointments, and 66 companies have adopted a diverse search policy. We have had great success, but we know that more needs to be done. However, we believe there is strength in numbers. We want to work with you to do even more to help Illinois grow. Your vision, your determination, and passion for your communities have made our state a better place to live, to work, and to raise a family. Today, we will honor a radio broadcasting owner, an affordable housing executive, a youth sports manager, a university president, a state senate leader.
Don't get me in trouble.
A transit union advocate, a table tennis and IT entrepreneur. I think maybe we have the wrong notes here. We're going to have some really great people here today. Those might be notes from last year's winners. So I want to thank them today for their contributions. I look forward to hearing more about them as we get into the real reason you're all here, for the awardees. So our first award presentation. It is now time to honor some incredible Illinoisans who have made a difference in our community and state. The Treasurer's Outstanding Service in Business Award is presented to Melody Hobson. The youngest in a family of 6 children raised by a single mother, Melody Hobson attended St. Ignatius College Prep in Chicago. She worked as an intern at Ariel Investments, and soon after graduation from Princeton University's School of International Relations and Public Policy, she came back to join Ariel, one of the largest African-American-owned money management and mutual fund companies in the U.S. She rose to become the firm's senior vice president and director of marketing, and then ascended to become the company's president, responsible for management, strategic growth, and planning. Additionally, she serves as the chairman of the board of trustees of the Ariel Investment Trust, the company's publicly traded mutual funds. She helped found Ariel Community Academy, a public school on the south side of Chicago that includes financial literacy classes. In 2021, she co-founded Ariel Alternatives and launched Project Black, with a goal of closing the racial wealth gap by generating more jobs and economic growth in disproportionately underrepresented minority communities. In 2017, Melody Hobson was named to head the Economic Club of Chicago, the first African-American woman to do so. 2 years ago, she made history as a member of the group, taking over the Denver Broncos, the first black woman to be a part of new ownership group buying an NFL team. She currently serves as chairman of the board of Starbucks Corporation, the first black woman to chair an S&P 500 company, and as board chair of After School Matters, a nonprofit program that inspires Chicago teens to discover their passions and develop skills for life beyond high school. Ms. Hobson could not be with us here today. Accepting the award on her behalf is Ariel's Director of Environmental, Social, and Governance Investing, Mr. Carlos Calderon. Mr. Calderon, please step forward. If you want to say a few remarks on her behalf, and then I'll hand you the award. Sure.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As a newer resident to the state, I'm incredibly thankful and honored to receive this on behalf of Melody, co-CEO of Ariel Investments. While she couldn't be here today, this recognition is deeply meaningful to her, being a native Chicagoan who supports and advocates for education and economic development in the state and beyond. Thank you on behalf of Melody and everyone at Ariel who knows what a great partner it has been to work with the Treasurer, particularly in the efforts to advance representation. We're especially appreciative of that alignment between the Treasurer's advocacy and our firm's goals. He's been a forward-thinking and intentional leader, especially in areas like the state savings program and investment banking activities. He's taken it even a step further in working with business partners to represent the demographics of the state. And then not only that, leading it here in Illinois, but we've also noticed that he does it outside of the state with his peers nationally, as an evangelist across the states. As we commemorate Black History Month, we couldn't be more honored to be considered partners and fellow evangelists with you in this work. Lastly, congratulations to all the other incredible leaders that are being honored today. We are so proud to be part of this home team. Thank you.
We'll step in front here and take a picture with all the awards. There should be a box under your seat for that fit. Carlos, thank you very much. Ariel has been a great partner in our office, worked with us on our college savings plans in a variety of ways, and Ariel's leadership has been a great teammate in a lot of these efforts that we have. Earlier last week, I was able to join the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District for the hoisting of a flag to kick off Black History Month. And I just want to say I'm thankful that Michael Harris is joining us here today on behalf of MWRD President Carrie Steele. So thank you very much for joining us. The Treasurer's Outstanding Service in Leadership Award is presented to Valerie Jarrett. Valerie Jarrett is the Chief Executive Officer and member of the Board of Directors of the Barack Obama Foundation. Born in Iran, she spent much of her childhood traveling abroad as her father was a physician who assisted developing countries in establishing healthcare systems. In 1963, her family settled in Chicago, where her grandfather, Robert Taylor, was the first African-American head of the Chicago Housing Authority. She later attended Stanford University and received her law degree from the University of Michigan Law School. Ms. Jarrett was working in corporate and real estate law when she moved into the world of politics and became Deputy Counselor of Finance and Development in the administration of Chicago Mayor Harold Washington. After Washington's death, she served as Richard M. Daley's Deputy Chief of Staff and later as a Planning Commissioner. She was also chair of the Chicago Transit Authority and served as chairman of the board of the Chicago Stock Exchange. Ms. Jarrett was the longest-serving senior presidential advisor in history. After 8 years as senior advisor for intergovernmental affairs and public liaison for President Barack Obama, she also chaired the White House Council on Women and Girls and co-chaired the White House Task Force to protect students from sexual assault. 6 years ago, she joined the University of Chicago Law School as Distinguished Senior Fellow. She is the author of the New York Times bestseller, Finding My Voice, My Journey to the West Wing, and the Path Forward. Once again, when you award accomplished people, they have busy schedules. Ms. Jarrett is not able to join us today, but accepting on behalf of Ms. Jarrett is her friend and colleague, Michael Strautmanis, the Obama Foundation's Executive Vice President for External Affairs. Michael. Thank you.
Thank you to our treasurer, and it really is an honor to be there, although I have to say it's a little bit humbling. I will start talking about the previous awardee. I graduated from high school with Melody Hobson, and I made it close, obviously, to being with her here. But again, she's one notch ahead of me. It's okay. I'm used to it. Speaking of one notch ahead, I am here to talk about and accept this award on behalf of Valerie Jarrett. She truly regrets that she can't be here to join you all for this moment. But I'm actually really excited because Valerie is usually so self-effacing that she wouldn't talk about herself. But I have no problem talking about how great Valerie Jarrett is. And so it is Black History Month. And our treasurer said before that this is an opportunity to have young people really see something that will inspire them. And I can't think of a better example to follow than Valerie Jarrett. Valerie is somebody who has dedicated her life to public service, every turn, every step of the way, as I've gotten to know her, as I've gotten close to her, and I've seen her make a choice. She's made a choice for others. She's made a choice to give back. And in giving back and in standing on others' shoulders, we see the heights to which she has risen. It's a tremendous example for young people, and it really embodies so much of what the Obama Presidential Center is going to be. A place that inspires people to be great citizens, a place that inspires people to invest in their democracy, in their neighbors, and in their community. And we couldn't have a better CEO for that mission than Valerie Jarrett. So on behalf of Valerie, on behalf of all of us at the Obama Foundation, thank you so much for this recognition. And we'll just keep following her example. Thanks, everyone. Oh, we got to take a picture. All right. Okay. Yeah, she's going to be like, where's the award?
Make sure that gets to her. All right. The Treasurer's Commitment and Education Award is presented to Dr. Kimberly Hollingsworth. An East St. Louis native, Kimberly Hollingsworth has over 25 years of experience in higher education. She started her career immediately following college as the Cook County Recruitment Coordinator at Eastern Illinois University, where she had earned her undergraduate and graduate degrees in business and education. Following EIU, Dr. Hollingsworth served as Assistant Director of Transfer Student Recruitment at DePaul University, where she automated and improved transfer services. In 1999, Dr. Hollingsworth followed her passion of serving underrepresented student populations and transitioned to Harold Washington College as the Director of the Transfer Center, managing special populations and higher education cooperative act grants, while also teaching as an adjunct business faculty. She subsequently took on roles as Assistant Dean of Student Services at Richard J. Daley College and Dean of Continuing Education and Dean of Students at Malcolm X College, where she facilitated a Higher Learning Commission site visit. By the end of this bio, we're going to get a list of all of the institutions of higher education in the state of Illinois. Under her leadership, the college experienced tremendous enrollment growth. She was promoted to Dean of Instruction and then appointed Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs. 5 years ago, Dr. Hollingsworth was named president of Olive Harvey College, another one check, on the city's far south side. OHC serves thousands of students annually in their pursuit to earn a certificate, degree, or high school equivalency, or to learn English as a second language. Dr. Hollingsworth has successfully written grant proposals totaling over $10 million, has developed strong and substantial shared governance models while at the City College of Chicago, and is known for her experience in strategic planning and enrollment management. She is a proud alumna of Northern Illinois University, where she earned her Doctor of Education in Higher Education with a specialization in Higher Education Administration. I don't think we got through all of those universities and colleges, but we got through a lot of them. Dr. Hollingsworth, please step forward.
Thank you, Treasurer. I'm completely humbled and appreciative of this award. And while we're reminiscing, I was sharing with Kendall Gill that I used to watch him when I was in college at Eastern Illinois University when he was playing at the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. So thank you. I would like to start with a few thank yous. I see here in the audience, I have two of my amazing colleagues. As you know, these types of awards are not awards that are earned alone. And I would like to acknowledge my Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Brandon Nichols, and my Executive Director of Strategy, Aziza Darwish. In order to be successful, you really have to make sure that you have people who are much smarter than you are in your presence at all times. And I always joke about these folks being the doers of the work, and they are truly the doers of the work. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge a gentleman who has entrusted me with the noble responsibility of leading what I deem to be the finest institution on the southeast side of Chicago, Olive Harvey College. And I'd like to acknowledge the Chancellor of City Colleges of Chicago, Juan Salgado. The Chancellor has trusted this poor little girl from East St. Louis who grew up eating powdered milk and free cheese. And I'm just appreciative that you recognize the value of having an African-American woman lead such a fine institution. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge Richard Greenfield. Richard Greenfield is the individual who nominated me for this award. And it is no surprise because Richard and I have a storied history. Richard's mother is a student at Olive Harvey College. And Richard knows firsthand the lengths that we go to ensure that students are successful. And let me tell you, if we don't ensure that, Richard is definitely going to let us know about it because his mom is a student there. So thank you, Richard, for the nomination. And so now what would a few thank you remarks be without a quote, right? And so what resonated with me as I started to think about this award clearly was about education. And education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. That's by an unknown author. This award is particularly special because it reaffirms that the work that we have been doing to intentionally impact the lives of Black students is noteworthy. We are Black history. Six years ago, when I started as president at Olive Harvey College, the enrollment was alarmingly low. The enrollment had declined significantly over the years, particularly for Black men. And I took that very personally. The mother of a Black son, the sister of a Black brother, it was my ultimate goal to ensure that we had culturally relevant programming for Black men and all students of color. Fast forward 6 years, I'd like to report that our college had the second largest enrollment increase for community colleges in the state of Illinois this fall. And over the last 6 years, we have seen Black male enrollment increase by nearly 500%. We are lighting fires. You see, we moved from the status quo of filling pills, and we were intentional about finding ways to light flames of innovation, hope, and opportunity by creating programs and services that spoke to the needs and interests of Black men and students of color. This award serves as a reminder of the importance of continuing to light fires that translate to improved outcomes, increased economic mobility, and transform lives. As a result of today's recognition, I am inspired and even more excited than ever to lead a college that will continue to make history, Black history. I encourage you all to blaze a trail and light a fire. Thank you.
Dr. Hollingsworth, thank you very much for those words. We try to do the same thing here in the Treasurer's Office. I look out in the audience and I see several members of our college savings plan, and we've been very intentional about making sure that people who didn't have access to higher education in the past do, and that we're doing things differently. And thank you for being an inspiration. The Treasurer's Outstanding Commitment in Community Service Award is presented to Eric Davis. Eric Davis has spent much of his life trying to solve the violence in Chicago. He served as a Chicago police officer for 27 years, and today he's executive director of the Base Chicago, an organization that works with youth by blending sports and education. As a young man, Eric Davis grew up on Chicago's North Side and understood firsthand the struggles that children at the Base Chicago face almost every day. The most impactful thing that ever happened to him occurred in the Uptown Theater when he was 13 years old and was shot while involved in gang activity. It took almost losing his life to make him realize he wanted to live life and experience every good thing that life had to offer. Many people supported his journey forward, which motivated him in the mission of helping young people today. He received an athletic scholarship at the University of Houston, played on a historically successful college basketball team, and became a Chicago police officer. The Base provides high-quality sports training and competition, paired with programs for college success, career development, health and wellness, and STEM learning, creating pathways to higher education and meaningful careers through scholarships, academic support, and internships. A former executive director of the Chicago Baseball and Education Academy, and today a proud husband, father, and grandfather, Eric uses his extensive experience in both the nonprofit and private sectors to lead an urban academy that uses the power of sports to engage youth in a positive, success-driven culture. Eric, for that and all else you've done, please join us forward. Thank you.
How's everybody this afternoon? Good. State Treasurer, thank you. And I truly appreciate this award, but this award isn't mine alone. I really accept it on the behalf of the West Side of Chicago, a part of the city that many of us feel is overlooked or not seen. And when we talk about acknowledgement is important. And we do the work, but there are great organizations like Bethel New Life and Build and Root to the Fruit and Peace Runners. They're doing great work on the west side of Chicago as well. And what can help the west side? Acknowledgement. What can help the west side? Inclusion and investment, not gentrification. Because gentrification usually leaves us out again. We are more than the nightly news on the west side of Chicago. We are more than the migrant crisis, and we are more than the last 13 or 14-year-old child that was shot. We are more than that. Now I'll give you a Black History moment. I am the son of a migrant. Many in this room are sons, daughters, granddaughters, grandsons of migrants. Because we came here during the Great Migration. And we heard the stories of how our parents and grandparents were treated. So today I speak to you about compassion and understanding. But that doesn't mean we still don't hold those in office accountable to our community. We in agreement with that?
Yes.
So for those of you that didn't know that you were a migrant in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, welcome to your Black History moment. Thank you all, Treasurer. Thank you. We thank you from the west side of Chicago.
Eric, thank you for that moment. The Treasurer's Commitment as an Elected Official Award is presented to Illinois State Representative Marcus C. Evans, Jr. Marcus Evans serves as Assistant Majority Leader in the Illinois House, where he has represented the 33rd District since 2012. A native of Chicago, Leader Evans attended public elementary and high schools and graduated with a degree in Business Administration from Chicago State University. As a cancer survivor himself, he is a speaker and advocate for cancer awareness and healthcare equity. Leader Evans serves as chairperson of the House Labor and Commerce Committee. Other committee assignments include ethics and elections, executive, transportation, regulations, roads and bridges, public health, income tax subcommittee, business industry innovation, and occupational licenses. I'm surprised you have time to be here today. A member of the Revenue and Finance Committee, Leader Evans strongly believes in the proper stewardship of taxpayer dollars. Thus, he also serves on the bicameral Legislative Audit Commission. He has been active in sponsoring bills on children's higher education savings and unclaimed life insurance benefits, as well as pension proxy voting, payment choice for consumers, and equity, diversity, and inclusion initiatives. And on behalf of this office, I want to say thank you for those. Now, he didn't say it on here, but there's a bit of a basketball theme here today. Other people have talked about, maybe we may hear about some of the prowess of other recipients and their basketball skills. But I played against this guy, and he's not too bad either. Leader Evans, please step forward.
Thank you so much. We can go on and on about the basketball, but Kendall Gill is here, so we all fanning over Kendall Gill. We watched it a long time. I'm going to talk just quickly about the future and then the past. The future, we talk about Mike Frerichs, our treasurer, Mike Frerichs. He is making decisions to impact the future of the Black community. Inclusion. You hear those numbers? Treasurer, money, opportunity. All the things we want to do in these various communities, it takes proper stewardship of dollars. That's why I focus on that in Springfield. And our treasurer, Mike Frerichs, is focused on the future of all communities, specifically the Black community. So thank you, Mike Frerichs, for using your position, not just to wear nice suits and run around the state, but he is making a true impact. Give him a round of applause for the future of the state of Illinois. That's what he's doing. Hiring diverse staff. He is laying the foundation for the Black future. That's what the things that was talked about. How do we make a better Black future? But focusing on history, it does feel good to have a white person honor Black history. I ain't gonna lie to you, it feels good. And it feels good for a Black man to honor the Black woman. It feels good for allies to promote others. So he should also be honored because he, as a non-Black person, is saying, I'm gonna value other races. I've been with him when we were at Chinese events and he's speaking Mandarin. He's honoring other races. So that is important. We need other folks to be allies for others, men for women, other races for other races. So thank you, Mike Frerichs, for doing that. And also, you're looking at this board, we've all done something. We've utilized the time that God has given us to impact the black community, and we're continuing on. Kendall Gill's son is balling now, so he's impacting his own family. He's impacting other young people. You look at Perry Irmer. Look at this board. We're looking towards the future because our past is set. So thank you, Mike, for honoring what I've done so far. I am the least qualified on this board. Oh, my God. I mean, the people that have done things. But with the time that God has given me, I've tried to do something, and I'm going to look to the future to do more. So thank Mike. This is a good award, but this award is saying continue to fight because black history is an important history. I am a black man first. I look in the mirror every day. I love black history, and wonderful to be here with other history makers as we make the future better than the past. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. One thing you can tell about leaders is they don't feel comfortable bragging about themselves. They're very humble people, and they share in glory. And I think I did not ask him to say things about me, but it's indicative of the type of person he is. No one here accomplishes anything by themselves. It's been said earlier today. It bears repeating. This all happens. The work we have done because I have a team behind me here, and I intended to acknowledge them at the end here today. But we all do this together, and a lot of the good things we've done in this office couldn't happen without the help of the General Assembly allowing us to do that. And Leader Evans did not spend enough time talking about his leadership there, and so thank you. The Treasurer's Outstanding Service in Workforce and Labor Award is presented to Fletcher Holmes. I took a little time because he has the best cheering section here. A graduate of Morgan Park High School. I was gonna figure I might get a cheer here from Leader Evans. And a seasoned iron worker based in Chicago, Fletcher Holmes boasts a remarkable 32-year tenure as a proud member of Local 63 Iron Workers Union. Fletcher excelled as a general foreman in the field for over 15 years before transitioning to the administrative side. Serving as a business agent at the Union Hall for the past 3 years, his commitment to the union extends beyond day-to-day operations. And in his role as political director, Fletcher strategically navigates the intersection of labor and politics. Prior to his current positions, Fletcher contributed his expertise as a member of the executive board for the Union Hall, where he spent a year on the board before assuming the role of political director. His influence extends to being a trustee for both the Ironworkers Fence Program and Health and Welfare at Local 63. Fletcher's journey has been marked by dedicated service and leadership. He's also an active member of Labor Brothers United, a subcommittee of the Cook County Building Trades. Ironworkers Local 63 has been in existence since 1903. It has the distinction of being the only strictly architectural and ornamental local within the International Association of Bridge, Structural, Ornamental, and Reinforcing Ironworkers. With a wealth of experience and a commitment to the well-being of his fellow workers, Fletcher Holmes stands as a dedicated and influential figure in Chicago's ironworking community, and I am so proud to announce him today as the recipient of this award. We know that there are good jobs in the trades, and for a long time, people like Fletcher didn't have these positions. By showing his success, we know that there are good jobs for plenty of people throughout our state. Fletcher, please join me up at the podium. Thank you.
Let me get this out real quick, so I'm going to make it quick for everybody. I want to say thank you, Michael, for this award and this honor. I appreciate that. I want to say everybody up here, I appreciate all you guys. I had to step my game up a little bit more. Also, I just thank Kerry Steele for nominating me and acknowledging the work that I do in the community, and I'll continue to do that. But my acknowledgments have to go beyond that. First, I have to say God, and then from there, I didn't expect this. My mother, who was my everything, my wife, who's the love of my life. She is. She keeps me focused and humble. That's what she does. I'm telling you, because my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece over there, and I have to go for my second team over there, my extended family right there, my local 63. Those guys, without them. Without those guys, I don't know where I would be. You know, with Paul Wendy, my boss, right there, business manager, Paul Thompson, right there, my president, and my partners in crime, right there. All of those guys, right there. So it works out good. My office staff that's in the office, they look out for us big time. They help us out. It's a well-oiled machine. But without these guys here, I couldn't do what I do. So they give me the freedom to go out there and navigate this world to make sure we can get things taken care of. I'm committed to helping all races, but black primarily, to make sure I get, because I want to see people like myself in there to do wonderful things, because we're capable of doing it. I like to say two other women. I have Corinne Bradley. I don't know if she's still here or not. Corinne and Aubrey Ruiz right here. They truly helped me out with navigating this political landscape big time, and it really helps me out. I would also want to say one other thing is Jonathan Jones from the Carpenters and Jones Richmonds from the Plumbers. Both of those guys have helped me out in a lot of ways as far as dealing with the political landscape to where I am right now. So I'm thankful for that. Marcus, I deal with Marcus a lot. I see him. It's all good. But in closing, no, I don't mean that. That's my guy. But I like to say in closing that something Nelson Mandela said, everything is possible until it's done. And that's so true. And I have to say for myself that if it wasn't for the people here, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Starting from my mom, my wife, and my team right there, they helped me out, truly. So in my opinion, if you can dream it, you can make it happen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
I'll stick with the theme of humility. You've done a good job of keeping him humble. Now that he's got this award and he's going to display it in the House, your job's going to be a little harder. The Treasurer's Outstanding Achievement in Sportsmanship Award is presented to Kendall Gill. Kendall Gill is an American former professional basketball player who now works as a television basketball analyst. Kendall was born in Chicago and raised in Matson, where he graduated from Rich Central High School and Olympia Fields in 1986. As a senior, he led Rich Central to a second-place finish in the Illinois High School Association Class AA State Boys Basketball Tournament. He led his team in scoring with 54 points in the 4 games of the tournament finals and was named to the 6-player all-tournament team. After high school, Gill attended the University of Illinois, playing 4 years for the, it says Fighting Illini? Flying Illini. Back when they were the Flying Illini. He was a starter in his last 3 seasons. As a junior, he led the Fighting Illini to the 1989 Final Four. And as a senior, he led the Big Ten in scoring and was named a first-team All-American. And I should take some of the blame here. I attended all 4 wins in 1989 in the tournament. And I told my dad that I was a good luck charm and I needed to be in Seattle for the battle. And he said, "No, we can't afford that."
Oh, come on.
Yeah. He left Illinois as the 7th leading scorer in school history. Gill then played professional basketball in the NBA for 15 years, including 1 year with the Chicago Bulls. In 2004, he was elected as the Illini men's basketball all-century team. And in 2008, he was recognized as one of the 33 honored jerseys which hang in the State Farm Center in Champaign, otherwise known as the Assembly Hall, to recognize him as one of the most decorated basketball players in the University of Illinois' history. 6 years ago, he was inducted into the Illinois Athletics Hall of Fame. In his 15 seasons in the NBA, Gill played in 966 games and appeared in 27 playoff games. Today, he serves as Chicago Bulls pre- and post-game analyst for NBC Sports. Now, that's what my staff wrote up for me. He achieved this award for all his success on the court, off the court, but he could have received other awards from this office as well. I will tell you the first time I met Kendall Gill was in the fall of 1988. And I'm sure he doesn't remember this, but it made a big impact on me. I had a very good friend from Rantoul Township High School in Champaign County that was involved in a car accident that left him paralyzed. And it's a very difficult time. This kid was we were on the cross-country team together. He was a runner. His nickname was Wheels. And he realized that he was going to spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair. And Kendall Gill, a young man there who meant something to him, showed up in that hospital and spent time with him. And I don't know if he remembers it, but I was in that room, and it meant the world to Chris. Now, I also represented Champaign-Urbana in the state senate for 8 years before becoming state treasurer. And one of the organizations that helped kids that didn't get a lot of attention, but made a big difference in a lot of people's lives, was the Cunningham Children's Home for Boys and Girls. And for, I think, 30 plus years, Kendall Gill has had a golf tournament there that has raised, I'm probably not there, well over $500,000 for kids who just are orphans, who need help. And so we're giving him the Sportsmanship Award, but it could be leadership and service and leadership a variety of different ways. And so I say for the 10-year anniversary, I was very happy to see Kendall Gill nominated for this award. Mr. Gill, please join us.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be amongst such esteemed people here. I do remember the hospital visit back in Rantoul. And, you know, my wife, who is a Chicagoan, she unfortunately couldn't be here today, but she always wanted me to move away. And I said, I can't do that because I'm a quintessential Illinoisan. I'm a quintessential Chicagoan. So, you know, I feel that it is my duty, because the state gave me so much, to give back to my own state, to give back to my city. And even though we have problems here in Chicago, I still believe in the city of Chicago. When my kids go off to college, maybe we may get a place someplace else for a couple months, but I will always be, my roots will always be here in Chicago. I want to say thank you to the state for honoring me. There's a few people in the room that I haven't seen in a very long time, and I'm so happy to see you. Michael Strautmanis, I went to the University of Illinois with. The last time I saw him, we didn't have gray hair, but he's a great guy. You and Juliana did our 60-40 program, and I really appreciate you and having us be a part. When I say us, I mean me and my wife, because I talk about us, and I can't just say me, it's us. But thank you for including us in being a part of the state of Illinois, and honoring us with this esteemed honor on Black History Month. So thank you very much. I really appreciate everything.
I'll say I appreciate that commitment to Illinois. You mentioned you may have to buy a house somewhere else when your kid goes off to college. There is a school a couple hours south of here. Orange is a nice color.
She went to Northwestern, though, so.
Boy, that lost Northwestern hurt me. Anyway, I'm a big Illini fan. I could talk for a while, but let's also talk about, when we talk about Black history, you want to talk about living and breathing, and we need places to showcase this. That's why I'm so happy to present the Treasurer's Outstanding Achievement in Arts and Humanities Award to Perry Ermer. Because you can talk about Black history 12 months out of the year. Doesn't have to be limited to just February. But if you want to take your family somewhere and spent some time thinking about this. Perry Irmer is president and CEO of the DuSable Black History Museum and Education Center, the iconic institution founded 60 years ago by Dr. Margaret Burroughs. I encourage you to spend some time. Ms. Irmer is a Chicago native and lifelong resident of the Hyde Park Kenwood community. She attended Kenwood Academy, earned her Kenwood graduates out there?
Go Broncos.
Earned her Bachelor of Architecture from IIT, and followed by a Doctor of Law degree from the University of Chicago Law School. Also a lot of Illinois institutions here. Ms. Irmer has a broad range of experience. An accomplished architect, she worked for years as head of the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. She moved into the commercial real estate and construction management fields, followed by a legal career. She enjoyed a distinguished tenure in government, having served as CEO of the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority, Assistant General Counsel for the Chicago Board of Education, and Deputy Commissioner of the City of Chicago Department of Buildings. Ms. Irmer currently serves on the Obama Presidential Center Inclusion Council and After School Matters Advisory Board. She was a founding member of IIT's African American Alumni Association and the Chicago Sports Commission. The DuSable Museum is one of the oldest institutions of its kind in the country and the nation's first independent museum of Black history. Ms. Irmer's plans for the museum include advancing Dr. Burroughs' vision of the museum as a center for African and African American arts and culture, as well as a center for research, thought leadership, and community advancement. Ms. Irmer, thank you for all that you have done and all that you will continue to do.
Boy, this is quite the honor. You know, as my grandmother would say, I'm in high cotton. I just want to congratulate everyone up here. Mike, you know, our neighbors 1 mile to the east of the DuSable, the Obama Center, and we are so excited about the millions of people that you and we are going to be bringing to the south side of Chicago in the coming years, and hoping to keep those folks on the south side to spend money in our communities, right? To keep that economic development going, because again, just like the west side, the south side is not a wasteland, right? We have amazing culture, we have amazing institutions, and we have amazing people. So while I'm here to accept this award, it's never about the person, right? It's about the purpose, right? Purpose over person, and not one person, but many people who have not only founded and grown, but continue to make the DuSable Black History Museum and Education Center an amazing world-class institution in a world-class city. And I see some members of my women's board here. Wouldn't know what to do without you all. My board of trustees and my amazing staff who really do the work, right? I'm just the front woman, right? But I do try to get out there and cause a little bit of trouble on my own. Good trouble. But I want to thank you, Mike, our treasurer, Mike Frerichs. You are an amazing example of a servant leader. And I just want to thank you for really doing the hard work and the good work and the purposeful work that you do. And when you were speaking a little bit earlier, I don't know if you realize it, but your father, by telling you that you couldn't afford that trip to Seattle, that's why you became in charge of all the money of the state of Illinois, right? So thanks to your dad for giving you that inspiration early on. I just want to thank everyone. You know, the DuSable Black History, which you write, is every month, every day, every hour, is more important now than ever. What we teach, what we show our children, our grandchildren, including my 4 grandchildren, who Aubrey knows well, we are doing this for them. We are doing this not for what happened in the past, other than to acknowledge and to really admit that those things happen, and not to repeat those horrible actions and horrible words and horrible feelings of racism and bigotry. But now, today, when folks are trying to rewrite history, erase our history, I will tell you right now, it's not going to happen on our watch, right? And so as an institution really of learning as well as arts and culture, and we are in the community, which means that we impact not only education and teaching Black history to all children, not just Black children. We also have an impact on public health, public safety, right? And these are things that museums like the DuSable, ooh, I broke something. Well, that wouldn't be the first time. We've got the contractors here, right? We can fix that. But it's just so important that we understand that we're in a new world, right? Museums are not the old-fashioned kind of museums where you come in and you look at something hanging on the wall and then you go away, right? You have to have interactive exhibits for the children, and you have to be involved in every facet of the community. And so we pride ourselves on doing that. And I thank you so much, and I thank everyone up here for the hard work you do, Marcus. You know I love you. And everyone else. I mean, this is the example of excellence, right? And especially Black excellence. So thank you so much. Thank you, Chicago, and thank you most of all, Treasurer Frerichs.
I ain't messing with that. And I would. A little bit of carpenter puts in a switch.
That's my other side.
Right. Perry, thank you very much. And thank you for a great way to finish here. This is an example of excellence. It's an example of excellence in a variety of different fields. People can see all different things that they can attain. I want to make clear, though, these are not lifetime achievement awards. You are not done with your mission. As I look around, there's still a lot of work that remains to be done, and I look forward to continuing to see the success you have in your fields going forward. Several people pointed out that none of this happens by ourselves. Someone has to come up and actually receive the award, but behind that recipient, there are lots of other people that have made a difference. And I want to give a special thanks to a member of the State Treasurer's Advisory Council. If we have members who are here, could you please stand? That's it. Dr. Harris, thank you very much. Yes? You don't need a microphone.
Okay. Well, all I ever learned, I learned in kindergarten. And I want to say that I am so excited for all of you who are receiving these beautiful awards. But I think we need to celebrate our very own State Treasurer, Michael Frerichs. I brought some balloons. Where are they? I had some balloons I brought. Anybody who has a balloons? You know, this gentleman, he is so special. When he had the twins and we found out that they were going through a little challenge. I'm in ministry, so we began to pray, and I tell you, we're just so happy about how they fared and about your promotion. Did you not know that he is the president of all of the state treasurers? Is that correct?
That's correct.
In the nation? So I think we need to stand and congratulate him. Can we not stand and celebrate him and say we appreciate you? We're blessed because of you.
Thank you.
You are truly doing a great work. And don't you stop either.
I don't intend
You are
to.
more than
I don't intend.
Thank you.
I guess I can let these slide. I can still get them. Right? I said you don't need a microphone. If I known you were going to say good things, I wouldn't have let you come up here. But you don't need a microphone because you have a loud voice. You have a strong voice. And you've used that voice to help communities for years. And so thank you very much for being part of our advisory committee. I'd like to once again thank every one of you for coming out here today, for your participation. I'd also like to thank that staff that I talked about, people who served this committee, but people who make this office run. We truly have some great accomplishments in this office. But they don't happen just because I snap my fingers. It's because we have people who make them happen. They're intentional. And thank you, everyone who serves in this office. And hopefully that round of applause reflects on you. But can we give everyone up here on stage another round of applause for all of today's awardees? Each of them represents the best of us, and it's important that we have and take the opportunity and share roses for those who serve our communities while they're alive and well. Once again, not a Lifetime Achievement Award. You got a lot of work ahead of you. It is really an honor to be amongst so many people. This has been fun, but one of the most fun parts of the day is when we all get to sit down together and break bread. So, thank you for coming here today. In the room next door, we have some great food. We will have great conversations. For the award recipients, we'll take some pictures up here first. But please, if you're not in a hurry, join us as we all break bread together. Thank you, everyone.